Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is March 11th, Wednesday. And in the middle of this week, we are going to share Kakenya's dream, creating change one girl at a time.
我们的中文标题是卡肯尼亚恩泰亚，副标题是赋予女孩能力，改造一个社群。
I'll read through our article, our story today about a young woman. And when we're finished, we will review the story, going through both English explanations as well as Chinese translations. Born in Kenya into the Maasai community, Dr. Kakenya Ndaya was expected to follow a traditional path. As a Maasai woman, the only expectation for her growing up was that she would become a wife and mother. This path included being engaged at the age of 5 and undergoing female genital mutilation. However, Ntaya was able to talk her father into letting her go to high school, a level of education that was unusual for girls in her community. Eventually, she became the first girl from her village to attend college in the U.S. Ntaya relates her personal history in the opening minutes of her TED Talk, Empower a Girl, Transform a Community. Because of her experience, Ntaya was inspired to open a school where girls could receive an education and have opportunities beyond being a child bride and teenage mother. The school provides the girls with food, counseling, and the chance to realize their full potential. For some students, this means pursuing dreams of becoming a pilot, and for others, this means becoming mothers who will be able to advocate for their children and grandchildren in the future. As Ntaya explains, educating girls not only helps them, but it benefits the larger community as well. Thanks to her school, girls in the community are more educated, and her hometown is now thriving. Today, it's not just Ntaya and her foundation, Kakenya's Dream, standing up for girls and women in the community, but leaders and men who have acknowledged the benefit of ending female genital mutilation and keeping their daughters in school. As Ntaya says in her talk, it truly does take a village to make this kind of a dream come true.
So this woman was born in Kenya into the Maasai community. And the Maasai community, the Maasai is a tribe of people who their main form of wealth is cows. So they like to have giant herds of cows.
And warriors.
And warriors. They're also very fierce warriors. They're very they're often featured in pictures of Africa because their traditional clothing is so distinctive. So she was born into this Maasai community, and so her name is Dr. Kakenya Ntaya, and she was expected to follow a traditional path of what women were supposed to do in the Maasai community.
好，我们看到这个句子，他说 born into a family， 就是出生在这样的一个家庭。那他这个 born 后面先告诉你是 in Kenya 啊，他是在肯亚这个地方。那生在什么样的一个这个家庭或什么样的一个社群呢？他生在这个 the Maasai community， 就是马赛的这个社群里面。那马赛刚刚 Angela 是有简单介绍，他们的这个最有名就是他们财产或怎么样算 cows 牛啊，然后他们的这个 warriors， 他们的这个战士也非常有名啊。我们看到很多非洲的照片，其实他拍的都是马赛族啊，或者是马赛人。那因为他们的这个传统服饰非常的这个distinctive 很显著啊，非常的特别，很有特色。那所以前面这个是个分词构句，他生在马赛的社群。那主词是后面这个主要子句的主词啊，就是这个 Dr. Kakenya Ntaya 啊，那好，所以呢，他怎么样 ？Was expected to， 他 原本 was 是过去 was expected to 他被期许要干嘛呢 follow a traditional path 要走传统的路。那各位注意这 collocation follow a path 就是走一个什么样的路。
As a Maasai woman, the only expectation for her growing up was that she would become a wife and mother. In the Maasai traditional villages and in their society, in their culture, women had only one expectation, or perhaps we could say two, that is, to become a wife and mother. And there were no other roles for traditional women to play in Maasai society.
所以呢，身为一个马赛的妇女，好，马赛的女性呢 ，the only expectation 唯一的一个期许 for her 就对她来讲是个唯一的期许啊。那 growing up 就是她长大，对于她长大唯一的期许啊，因为她是个女生，所以对她长大唯一的期许就是 she would become 她会变成一个 a wife and mother 她会为人妻为人母。
The path included being engaged at the age of 5, as if at the age of 5 you can choose a husband. So clearly a husband is being chosen for her.
A husband can choose you.
A husband can choose you. And it's not like the husband is 5. The husband is probably 18 or 30. So there's a real power imbalance between the women who are just being forced into marriage and the men who are in control of the women. So that's one of the main problems with this. And the other problem is that she would be undergoing female genital mutilation, which is where, I'm just going to lay it out for you. They hold a girl down to the ground and without any anesthetic or anything, they just cut out her clitoris from her body. And then they sew everything up so that there's only a tiny hole or sometimes no hole, so that when the husband and wife have to have sex for the first time, he has to open her up with a knife. So this is bad. This is generally bad. Can you imagine if every woman has been traumatized like this in the most central part of your body? How can you then go on to have a normal life after that? How can you even stand up for yourself if your whole community has decided to do this horrible thing to you? This is the problem with. So when you say female genital mutilation, it sounds like, oh, okay, whatever. But in fact, what you're doing is traumatizing every single woman in a community to the point where they're willing to do it to their daughters. And the whole point is so that men can have control over their wives. That's what it's about.
好，所以呢，我们先讲这个句子的前面啊，他说这一条路呢，包括了什么 ？Being engaged at the age of 5， 5岁就订婚。那5岁就订婚，那绝对这个老公不是你自己选的吧？啊，所以都是对方来挑你或怎么样的，你自己完全没有办法没有机会，也没有办法说要或者不要。那同时呢 ，undergoing 就是这个 experience 啊，或者是 be subjected to 啊，他们要经历一个刚刚 Angela 老师解释的这个 female genital mutilation， 就是女性的割礼啊。那这个东西其实我不是很了解它这个原来是什么，但是 Angela 老师讲得很清楚，就是他们其实就是也没有什么样医疗，没有什么样消毒的情况下，就把一个这个像女生呢就按在地上啊，然后就对她的这个性器官进行割礼。那而且他会把它这个缝起来或者怎么样，然后就只留下一个很小很小的一个小洞啊。那这样的这个对于这女性来讲，其实是很大的折磨，而且她以后结婚的时候啊，他们要新婚之夜或怎么样的，那这个有的时候他们还必须要拿刀啊，把她的这个器官割开来啊，这个先生才能够进入。所以这个东西是非常残忍，而且非常不人道的一种这个习俗啊。那所以她生在这样的一个社群里面啊，她好像她未来的命运好像就只有接受这些东西。
However, Ntaya was able to talk her father into letting her go to high school. Ntaya had different plans for herself, even at a very young age. She wanted to go to school. She wanted to go to high school, a level of education that was unusual for girls in her community. The Maasai did not have schools by themselves. They would have to send the girls away to get an education, but girls are needed at home to help take care of the family and so on and so on. But Ntaya talked her father she convinced him that it would be better if she had an education. She would be able to help her family and community even more.
Yeah， 好，所以这地方我们看到说这个我们Ntaya was able to， 他能够有办法，他能够 talk her father into， 就是说服他的爸爸去做这件事情。做什么事情呢？ Letting her go to high school， into 后面接的动词当然会变成动名词，因为 into 是介系词，所以他说服了他爸爸，让他能够去念高中那这是一个 a level of education， 这个是 high school 的同位格，这是这种教育的程度 that was unusual for girls， 对女生来讲是很不寻常的 in her community， 在她的这个社群里面，这是很不寻常的。那这个我觉得他爸爸不管他爸爸答应的原因是什么，这个都是一件很好的事情这个对女儿来讲，那事实上美国文学史上有好几位女性的杰出作家，当初都是因为他爸爸同意让他自己去读书接受教育，所以他们的才华就可以发挥得非常的好所以爸爸很重要当然妈妈也很重要，可是像这种事情是爸爸决定的我要不要让我女儿去在这个地方，在他们的族群里面是爸爸决定的，所以他爸爸做了这个决定，其实我们看到后来发现他爸爸做这个决定非常棒，就让他女儿去念书。
And eventually, not only was she the first person to go to high school, first woman in her village to go to high school, she became the first girl from her village to attend college in the U.S. So that, first of all, you can't just go to college in the U.S. You need the money to go to college in the U.S. So somehow she got the money together. From where, we don't know, but just getting the money together to do this, getting the visa to go to the United States, getting the money for living, the plane tickets, everything else.
And studying.
And then the actual studying, and then also the learning of English, to the point where you can study in a foreign language in a foreign country. This woman is a very powerful woman, basically.
Yeah, 所以 eventually 最后呢，她变成了 the first girl from her village， 她村里面的第一个女生。to 去干嘛呢 ？Attend college in the U.S. 到美国去念大学。那我们刚刚像 Angela 老师解释的，这个其实很不容易你要有筹到那个学费、旅费，还有这个生活费，而且他本身程度要够好，英文要够好那也要很会念书，不然的话都没有办法去美国念大学的，所以这是非常不容易的。
Taya relates her personal history in the opening minutes of her TED Talk, Empower a Girl, Transform a Community. To relate is to tell, explain to other people her personal history. Most foreigners probably don't know anything about the Maasai and their social structure, their beliefs, and so on. But she went to college in the U.S. and was able to organize and present in a TED Talk called Empower a Girl, give girls power in education, basically, transform or completely change a community, referring to her home community back in Kenya.
好，所以他呢 relates 就是他叙述他个人的历史 her personal history 在这个 the opening minutes 就是开头的那几分钟of her TED Talk， 他在 TED 上面有一个谈话，那在这个谈话的前几分钟，他分享了他个人的历史。那这个 TED Talk 是什么呢？它的 title 是 Empower a Girl， Empower 就是赋予这个力量，赋予能力。Empower 就是 to invest with power invest I-N-V-E-S-T 投资那一个字，在这里就是给予。所以 to invest with power especially legal power， 尤其是给他法律的这个力量，或者是 official authority 所以换句话说 empower 就让女生她能够有这个权利去争取她想要争取的东西，所以 empower a girl 赋予女孩能力，然后呢就可以 transform a community， transform 就是 convert 这个把它改造转换形式，把它改造这样的一个 community。
So because of her experience, Ntaya was inspired to open a school. She's like, okay, I not only can do it for me, I have to help other women do this, because otherwise they're just going to, I got out, but they're still inside. They're still in the prison of this very bad idea. So she decided to open a school where girls could receive an education, where they had an alternative to this destructive traditional path. And so they could receive an education and they could have opportunities beyond being a child bride and a teenage mother and having their genitals cut out.
好，然后呢，我们看到他说 because of her experience， 因为她的经验，所以 Ntaya was inspired to， 就她受到了启发啊 ，inspire 就是启发，那个 in 就是 into 的意思，那个 spire 是 breathe 的意思，好像神吐了一口气在你身上，你就觉得哇，受到启发了啊，所以 inspired to， 她受到启发，干嘛呢 ？Open a school， 她开设了一个学校 ，where 就是指这个学校，在学校里面。Girls 女生could 可以 receive an education 在那里接受教育。那注意 education 前面有一个 n 好 receive an education 好，它是可以数的。然后呢，尤其是在这里通常都当单数名词用。同时女生也可以 have opportunities 有一些机会，这些机会是怎么样 ？Opportunities that are beyond being a child bride， 所以这个 that are 省略掉，这些机会是超越。作为儿童新娘这样的一个命运啊，同时也是 beyond being a teenage mother 啊，也超越少女妈妈当少女妈妈的这样的命运。因为你如果是儿童新娘或者是少女妈妈的话，你等于说对你自己的一生已经是没有什么控制能力的啊，年纪轻轻你也不太可能寄望说有很多的机会可以让你深造，可以让你发展你的事业什么的啊，大概都没有，就被绑住了这种感觉。
The school, this is Ntaya's school, provides the girls of her community and maybe others beyond her immediate village with food. So the girls' students are fed, they are counseled, given advice, training, education, and the chance to realize their full potential. If they have a dream about doing something and if they are able or capable of doing that,The school will help them.
所以 provide somebody with something， 各位把这个结构记起来。所以在这里，这个学校 provides the girls 给这些女生 with food， 提供给他们食物，而且提供他们怎么样 counseling 就是咨询，好，提供他们 the chance to 提供一个机会可以 realize their full potential， 就是把他们的潜力发挥到极致啊，可以完全发挥他们的权利啊！我们可以用 realize their full potential， 也可以用 reach their full potential， 一样的意思。
So for some students, this means pursuing dreams of becoming a pilot, flying an airplane. And for others, this means becoming mothers who will be able to advocate for their children. To advocate for somebody is to make sure that their life is better, to protect them against people who want to do bad things, and to make sure that good things happen to them. That's what advocating for somebody means. So she wants to have at least mothers who can advocate for their children and grandchildren in the future to make sure that their own daughters are also protected and safe and healthy.
OK， 那我们这里看到说，对于某些学生来讲 ，this means 就是学校提供他们食物、咨询啊，还有发展他们潜力的机会。这样子呢，对某些学生来讲，这个意义就是他们可以 pursuing dreams， 他们可以去追寻一些梦啊。那各位 dreams 后面常常是接 of 啊，所以是 dreams of becoming， 就是他们想要成为什么什么东西的这样的一个梦啊。所以各位记得，尤其是 dream 如果当动词的话，后面也不会是 to 啊。你可以说ever since I was a child, I've dreamed of becoming 什么什么，而不是说 I've dreamed to 什么什么，那都不对了啊。所以要小心。那这个地方就是他们可以追求他们的梦，这个梦是要成为 a pilot 啊，飞机的驾驶员。这个在以前是很难的。那 for other students， 对其他学生来讲 ，this means becoming mothers， 这表示他们可以成为妈妈，而且这些妈妈 who will be able to， 这些妈妈可以 advocate 啊 ，advocate 这里就是这里是动词，所以应该念 advocate 啊 ，advocate for 就是 support 或者 protect。或者是 make sure they have good things happening to them 啊，所以等于说这个妈妈她就有能力可以照护这个他们的小孩还有他们的孙子 in the future。那为什么这样？因为如果说你没有来到这个学校，你如果是这个儿童新娘，你如果是少女妈妈的话，你可能没有太大能力可以保护你的小孩，到时候你老公这个打你小孩的时候，你可能连你一起揍。所以你没有办法保护他们。但是如果有了 education， 你会有比较多的资源可以帮你的小孩。
Okay, our final paragraph. As Ntaya explains in her TED Talk, educating girls not only helps them, the girls of her own community, but it benefits the larger community as well. The Maasai are not just one village. There are dozens, maybe even hundreds of Maasai villages in East Africa. And if one woman can make it through her traditional upbringing and get a college education overseas, she will then be able to help others, who will then be able to help still others, and so on.
所以正如他所解释的 educating girls 这是动名词片语当主词，教育女孩呢 not only helps them 不但是帮助这些女孩子 but it benefits the larger community as well. benefit 在这里是动词，就是 to be beneficial for 的意思，也它会裨益对什么有益，它不但对女生有益，而且裨益这个更大的社群 the larger community as well. 对，所以整个社群都可以受惠。
Thanks to her school, girls in the community are more educated, and her hometown is now thriving, because that means more than just half of the people in your town are helping make your town a good place to live. You need all of the people in the town to make a place work.
好，所以 thanks to 就是多谢多亏了他的学校 girls in the community 他们社群里面这些女孩呢 are more educated 他们有受到比较多的教育而且呢 her hometown 她的这个 hometown 她的家乡呢现在是 thriving 就是很繁盛那就是这个非常 successful 那种感觉。
Today, it's not just Ntaya and her foundation, Kakenya's Dream, standing up for girls and women in the community. Whoa, today, nowadays, or since Ntaya got her education and returned to her home village and set up a school, or we can also call this one a foundation, the name of which is Kakenya's Dream. It stands up for girls. It supports them. It's behind them. But leaders and men who have acknowledged the benefit of ending female genital mutilation and keeping their daughters in school. As Angela just said, half the village can't do everything. It has to be everyone working together in order to have success, getting rid of some traditional harmful practices and allowing and supporting that their daughters can go to school. They don't have to stay at home all the time to become a wife and mother.
好，所以今天呢不是只有 Ntaya 还有他的 foundation 他的那个基金会或者是他所创造的这个创办的这个 Kakenya's Dream 同位格，这个 foundation 就是 Kakenya's Dream 所以不只是他们 standing up for girls stand up for 就是为什么挺身而出defend 或者是这个就是 defend 主要就是 defend 或者是为他们 do something for them support yeah 所以不只是他还有他的这个 foundation 支持这个为这些女生发声standing up for girls and women 还有女性in the community 为他们社群里面的女性发声，而且呢还有其他人也帮忙了，例如说 leaders and men 一些领导者还有一些男性，这些男性跟领导者他们怎么样 who have 他们也就是已经 acknowledged 已经认同已经承认 the benefit of 底下这件事情的好处，什么好处呢 ending 结束 female genital mutilation 就是结束女性割礼这件事情的好处还有呢 the benefit of keeping their daughters in school 还有让他们的女儿在学校念书的好处。好，所以换句话说现在已经不只是Ntaya还有他的 foundation 在为他们的社群里面的女性做事，而且呢还有一些领导者一些男性那这些男性跟领导者他们是已经认知到说其实结束或者是不要再举行女性割礼这件事情的好处，他们也知道说让他们女儿继续待在学校的好处，所以他们知道这是好的事情，所以他们也出来替他们的女性做一些事情。
So as Ntaya says in her talk, it truly does take a village to make this kind of a dream come true. Because when you're you can't just be one person doing a thing. There's kind of a weird story that happens in our culture where one person, one hero does the hero thing and everyone else just has to applaud. And that's not how it works in the real world. The hero is the person that points out that there's a problem, but everyone has to come together to solve the problem.
所以他说这个 真的需要整个村庄一起努力，才能够 make this kind of a dream come true， 才能让这样的一种梦能够实现。
Okay, that's it for today's lesson. The three of us will be back almost at the end of the month, but you can join our other fine broadcasters here until we